Well, now we have another one of our esteemed authors for the Miami Book Fair. It's actually the International Book Fair because Miami is it. There's no other city doing something like this. And so our next author is a very charming woman, Louise Carricarte. And she is, and there's a middle name there, Missy. Why do they call you Missy?
Missy is just a nickname that my friends call me.
Okay, Missy. All right. Well, one thing I want to do is announce the name of your book, and it's called Power Wishing, Visualization Technology for Manifesting. Now, it's a big sentence. Power wishing I got. But talk about visualization technology for manifesting.
Thank you so much, Anita, for having me on your show. I appreciate this. The visualization technology is something we're doing all the time, which is using our imagination. And in the book, Power Wishing, I give the readers an opportunity to really use their imagination as a powerful tool because we're using it all the time. We're connecting it with our emotions and how we believe that we can expect to receive this or that. And so Power Wishing really supports the reader to know how to ask with their imagination, to feel it, to see it, and to believe that it is truly possible for them.
Well, we are very familiar with Wayne Dyer and his book.
Yes, absolutely.
Right, of course, and that was one of his very first books that when you believe it, you'll see it. Mm-hmm. And this sounds to me like Power Wishing is a little bit like that.
Yes, and we really, in Power Wishing, we really get the reader to understand that their emotions, how they feel about something, is the base of what they can expect. And so in your imagination, the technology that I talk about and different ways of doing it, you imagine it in your mind and how you feel about it. And if you don't feel like, I don't really think that this is, but I want it, so you just play with it in your imagination. And many beautiful things start to happen in your life.
Well, I don't have your book in front of me, so, and hopefully, of course, I will get it. But right now, I wanted to ask you about that. So, can someone, by reading your book, are you teaching them how to do this?
What I'm doing is guiding them with something that they're already doing and supporting them to use their imagination and the tools within themselves and know how to listen to themselves, know how to use themselves as the best resource, and guide them in a way to align with what's their dreams and what's their definition of who they are. And I think that it's wonderful because it's not necessarily teaching per se, because I feel we have it inside of ourselves. It's just realigning it and refocusing in a way where it works for you.
Okay, so before you wrote the book, this is your first book, I think you said, is it?
First published book.
First published book. Tell us what you were doing to get ready for this.
Well, I have a busy life. I work for myself. I'm an entrepreneur. I've built different companies. Different organizations have used me to support them and their companies. I raised 2 children. One just went off to the university. One left at home. So my life is very busy. And within all that, I've always had the dream of writing a book. I didn't know exactly what I was going to write about, but I knew I wanted to write a book. And so I sat down. It took me about 1.5 years of everyday writing and organizing the material and what I wanted to put in the book. And what inspired me was that I found ways to make my life easier with less chaos. And I really believe there was a system to do that because I was already doing. So I wanted to find the best way to do what I'm doing, getting the result that I want, which are my dreams, not having as much struggle, drama, and just have more joy in my life. So I felt like I figured some things out. It seemed to have been working and building a life, a family, business, relationships. So I decided to just organize it and put in a book, which was a journey in itself. To finish writing a book is like whatever happens from here is gravy. And it did make the #1 best seller on Amazon in 7 categories last week. So that was pretty cool.
Wow, that must have been so exciting for you.
It's been so exciting. I'm just thrilled. I'm just really, really happy. But the accomplishment of finishing was for me. It was a destiny, something of my destiny I wanted to check off on my list.
Well, something that I love that I read is that you want people to be the director of their own movie.
Absolutely.
What is that going to entail?
Well, I have a chapter called The Movie because, we've all had, challenges and struggles, and all kinds of things. And I realized that I had a choice. Either I would engage in it more and create more of that, or I figured out a way how to witness it and make choices instead of reacting. So the best way that I learned how to do that was through witnessing, like if it was a movie. I'm still engaged. I'm still in it. But it gave me like that fraction of a second more to just respond. Is this what I want in my world right now, and to bring it forward? And then, I just believe that we're the director of our movie. I mean, I write my script, I bring my characters in, and I just believe that I have the choices to edit things in my life or to write new chapters. And I just write a whole chapter on the movie. And it's just an easy way not to be so engaged in things that do not serve you or serve the end result of what you want in your life.
Well, I would have before talking with you, I would have said something about, I really don't like to be with people who are negative, and I try always to surround myself with positive people. But
Absolutely.
but there's something bigger here that after I've been talking with you, I'm jumping up and down in the studio, actually, because I can't wait to get off the radio and into my office and start writing my movie. I mean, I love this idea because I can really write this movie. And, people who don't know how to write books, this is perfect for them. I can see that they can start writing their movie and it will turn into a book.
Absolutely. And it turns into their life. This book is a reflection of my life. And it was a way to language things and experiences in my life. And so I just really believe if we own who we want to be, and that's what's great. My grandparents, and I write about my grandmother in the book, she was so supportive of visioning with me and supporting me as a mentor, being my cheerleader. She came from Cuba, then he did here in Miami. And, she had a lot of reasons to be down on life and struggled. But she just turned that page and she reminded me of all my possibilities. And that really was very valuable to me to help me, write my script for my movie.
I mean, now I want to know, I'll give you credit, but I'd like to be able to steal that when I write. You haven't seen our magazine yet. It's called Boomer Times. I've been doing it for 25 years and I've been on the radio the same amount of time. But I would like to I'd like to use those words, director of your movie. I mean,
actually, even better.
What?
There is, when I do the book launches and readings and all these different things, I read something from it. Could I read this? It's just a few seconds.
Please do.
And it really puts this into perspective the best way that I felt. And I have, a lot of this material has been with me 20, 25 years, It's not all new. It's just, but here. I write, you are the director. You and only you write your script. Only you can edit your script. Only you know what movie is right for you. When you allow another to write your script, you lose your editing rights, and you lose the flow of life as your authentic self. Write your script for you, for your dreams, and if you choose to write your movie as your authentic self, the characters you cast will match your life definition. Think about that for a minute. Casting a movie with the characters that match who you truly are instead of casting a movie with characters matching your false shadow self. The outcome of your life, movie, will be a beautiful love story of your authentic self in partnership with all that's around you. Imagine, what do you believe? What is your belief system? This in your imagination is what creates the plot. Knowing what it feels like to create your movie, and then you play. You play in your imagination like you used to as a child, whether it's imagining being a famous baseball player, a movie star, living in a certain place. Playing in your imagination is not just for children. It's a brilliant way to succeed. Witness the world as entertainment that you're plugged into. Words can either limit or create. You created one experience, you can create another. Witness the world you've created. Believe in your prayers, believe that your desires are heard, and believe that there are those who want the best for you. Believe in the good, believe in the beauty, believe in you, believe in love, the light and forgiveness, and the magic of all there is and all that is left to still explore.
Well, Louise Carricarte, Carricarte, perfect. Carricarte, Missy for short.
Yes.
You have really pegged it. You have really found something. I think it's much bigger than just your book. Somehow I'm getting a feeling that I understand why now you were first on Amazon's list. Wishing, let's see, Power Wishing, but director of your movie. I can hear people listening to this show now who are really going to take this seriously. So what I would like everyone to do, though, so that you want to go ahead and meet Missy, you're going to write down on your calendar. Remember, this is Pencil Talk Radio. So Saturday, November the 22nd at 12:30 p.m. at the Miami Book Fair International, and it's room 7106. Now, you can also, of course, go onto the website, which is themiamibookfair.com, and you'll be able to see Missy when she's going to be there. And, of course, we just talked to Linda Gassenheimer, but you're going to be able to see all the other authors because it's downtown in Miami. It's very close to the Olympia Theater, which I went years ago. I'm sure you did, too. And you can purchase a digital copy of Missy's book, The Power Wishing Visualization Technology for Manifesting, by going to Amazon.com. Is that correct?
Absolutely. And powerwishing.com gives information just in case that they would like to know the room again. It's all there.
Well, I know that you are going to have a full house. I just know it. It's so thrilling for you, and I can hear it in your voice, your enthusiasm, that here you have done some pretty important things. I'd like to talk about that for a moment because you've actually had your own or have your own consulting firm and you educate others. And this came, I guess, as a looking back on whatever you've done. This is really looking forward now, isn't it?
Oh, it's so great. And I also place case studies, and I do work at University of Miami, FIU, Miami-Dade, and companies here. And I'm very passionate about children. So I always do whatever I can to support that, and parents and grandparents. And, we're all one community. And each of us just giving even an extra smile of kindness really does make a difference.
Well, I want to tell you, just as a coincidence, last night we went to see Cinderella at the Kravis Center up in Palm Beach Gardens.
That's right.
And Palm Beach, rather. And that really is not the little Cinderella story that we read to our children. I don't know if you saw the Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella.
I read about it in the paper.
Wow. But it is very instructive. It's everything that you were talking about. Absolutely. It's your show. You have really got to see this because you'll stand up there and start screaming out loud because it talked about what Cinderella really wanted and it was impossible, but she was writing her own movie.
Oh, that's awesome. I will definitely do that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I was thinking of, and of course you're much younger than that, but I was wondering if you knew Rodgers and Hammerstein because this is exactly what they wrote in this particular theme of Cinderella, not the one, the nurse, the little book you got. It was just filled with why the king was not a good king and how he could change, and he had to just think about it, and he could write his own movie, which they did. Amazing.
Oh, how wonderful! You said something really great, Anita, that I'm going to take home with me. Is that when people feel empowered to write a script, one pager, that's writing. And I write in the book also. It's organizing your structure of how you want to see your life unfold and really owning that. And that just makes it so easy for people to believe that it's such a possibility. It's
That's
not
right.
so far out.
Probably people are a little bit timid and afraid to put things down. But if you put it as a movie and say, okay, well, who's the character?
Play.
You're the character. I'm already doing this. I'm seeing this.
No,
I am so excited.
More play.
I can't wait to get my team together because we put on big expos and events and oh, my gosh, Missy, this is so exciting. So anyway, we've just run out of time, but I sure do want to get to meet you, and we ought to have some more conversations.
Thank you so much, Anita, for your time. I really appreciate it.
It was our great pleasure. Thank you so much. And Louise Carricarte, and you can go see her at of course, Saturday, November 22nd, 12:30 at the Miami Book Fair, room 7106. Bye for now.
Bye.